I'm Corbett Wall with DB Auction, here with your cattle market summary for the week ending May the 6th, brought to you in part by the American Simmental Association. Discover the advantages of responsible crossbreeding with Sim Genetics. Visit simmental.org. We finally had some really impressive performance by the board this last week, and it was very impressive. Just big gains throughout the week, and really didn't have any fall off from that. And those impressive board performances each day through the week there finally turned the tide on the bearish tone that was on the cash market, and not so much on the feeders, but it did the fats. And there, the last time we talked on Thursday there, at the end of Thursday's market, they were still thinking, maybe they was only going to get steady money for fats. But, the board just kept gaining and even showed strength on Friday, which it normally doesn't. But your live cattle futures from the June contract was up $1.10 on Friday to end the week at $120.72, which was up $5.80 for the week. Now, still trading quite a bit discount to what cash was even the prior week when it was a lot lower. But that's a big gain to see in a week. Especially when we're just kind of on an overall bearish tone right now. Your feeder cattle on the May contract was down 57 cents and was the only month that was down. All the out fronts were up a little bit, but down 57 to end the week at 147.70. It's already starting to try to align itself, and not a lot of trade in the May. So we're going to have to move on to see what the market's really doing. But ended the week at 147.70, which was a gain of $7.28 for the week. Now your fat cattle, really probably the most bullish thing that we saw all week was the actual carcass data that come back, and it's a 2-week delay there. But your carcass weights and the average steer dropped 8 pounds, and that's what everybody's been looking for to give us a signal that these feedlots are getting more current. They're getting a lot of those bigger cattle out of the way, and even maybe pulling some cattle forward. The problem is they've been giving away all their leverage the last several weeks by selling their cattle out front, 2 or 3 week delivery or something like that, which really gives them no leverage. But luckily our slaughter's been heavy and gotten up there where these packers are killing a lot of cattle. And because they're making so much money, and they've been making a lot of money, but box beef was down this big this week. But your fat cattle, we'll talk about that first. $2 to $5 higher, mostly $4 to $5 higher in your weekly trade. It was kind of a tough week's trade. Didn't have any trade at all the way through about noon Friday, and then it all happened just at once, just like the old days there. But your Southern Plains on a live basis, 126 to 130, mostly 128 to 129, but that's a big gain there. Your Northern Plains are really trailing behind though, steady to $4 higher, but from 196 to $2. And if you figure that by the average dressing percentage there, the top of their trend, the $200 in the meat, is really just barely approaching the low end of the Southern Plains price range. So not sure why the Northern Plains is falling behind there, but your box beef was down pretty big this week, just pressured by the heavy slaughter we had there. But we did have really good volume for the week, and those end sellers are doing buying a lot at the lower prices. They should be able to feature a lot of beef products for the upcoming grilling holidays and get a lot of that stuff moved on, and that would be great. But box beef on the weekly average, your choice was 205.72, down 9.79 for the week, which is pretty stiff. Selects at 196.49, down 9.82 for the week. But another big week of slaughter this last week, same as the prior week at 590,000 and 24,000 larger than the same week a year ago. But your cash feeders, it really takes a lot for them to turn. Once they get to rolling one way, it just seems like they keep going that way. It's like turning a big train or something. And a lot of times it takes them a while to pick it up when the market starts going up. Same with it going down. You don't see it turn around real fast. But your feeders had really gotten bearish there for the last couple of weeks, just having pretty poor performances in the auctions, and especially out in the country too. But we started the week off lower, of course, and we knew it would be that way, and it was that way all the way through Thursday. But about Thursday afternoon, things started picking up, but still lost probably $2 to $6 for the most part in most of your auctions across the country. And that's when most all your business is done. Your big sales are all early in the week, so they can get those cattle shipped and get them processed before the weekend gets there. But $2 to $6 drop there from Monday morning through probably Thursday at noon. Then things started to kind of turn back around and probably picked up to $2 or $3 late in the week, but ended on a positive note. So we expect these big Monday auctions here starting out this week to be some higher, probably not sharply higher, but sure be some higher, and maybe be positive trade through the week here. Look at some individual quotes there. One individual quote in Pratt, Kansas, Thursday afternoon. About the best thing we saw all week. Had a load of steers, weighed 858, bring 149.20. But if you want to see some of those real-time market quotes there, go on to your app store and install Beef Market Central or BMC on your smartphone. And then if you're a Merck Animal Health customer at all, become a One Merck customer, and you can get a login to see those up to date and get that feeder cattle ticker that just shows you what's going on in sale barns all across the country just instantly. And it's really a neat deal, and you need to do it if you're trying to stay on top of this cattle market. You need to have something like that. But from the home office here in Maysville, Missouri, we'll talk to you on Wednesday.